I'm not used to what that was. Poking its head in me.
In you?
I don't know.
Hi, George.
Hey kinfolk, welcome back. I'm Nick.
I am Derek.
And have you ever wanted to be part hero and part villain?
But all legend.
Man, we've got that for them
We
today.
have that for you to enter George Remus Repeal Batch Series number 5. So
here we are.
And here we are. We have the hard to find for many, the Repeal Series number 5. Now this is a...
Why is that hard to find?
It's tough to find because it only comes out once a year.
Only once.
Only once a year.
What date?
This comes out December 5th.
Every time.
For the repeal of Prohibition, sir, which was
okay.
December 5th, 1933, was the date of they repealed Prohibition. So in honor of that, Mr. Remus here released a special, or he had his blend. This is what they're doing. They're making a blend that was their repeal batch that was at that time. So this is their 5th release of this. So It comes out once a year.
Okay.
December 5th is the repeal batch date, but this starts, I mean, if you look at all the blogs and everything else, people start getting their samples and stuff. It's like September-ish, November, this starts getting released out to be delivered and dispersed to the folks.
So what was interesting about this bottle when you first gave it to me was the fact that it's a blend, right?
Yes, it is a blend. It's a blend of different bourbons that all together. It is a high rye.
Yep. So basically, for 5 different blends, they took a percentage of each.
Yep, they use 5 different years and blends of different bourbons.
All right.
Those ones that they chose were specifically for their flavor profiles, when they were selecting all the different barrels to do the blending with, so that they could hit whatever flavor notes they were looking for in this batch.
Okay.
So, are you ready to whiskey, sir?
I'm ready and able.
I know. Let's get in on it. Ooh. Ding! These are breaking one day. These are breaking.
Yeah, they are.
We're breaking a set.
Did that one puzzle you? Because that was the first time I think we've ever both gone like, It wasn't like a...
It was because it started off, for me, it was like, I'm getting like a candied note. But it was there was something else in there too that was kind of poke its head out around it.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm not used to it, I guess. No. There's a fun fact that Bourbon Babe Becca told us about George Remus.
He holds a swimming record. Swam in Lake Michigan.
Not the record.
That's one of the ones that stood out for me.
We'll come back to Bourbon Babes after. Tell us about swimming.
He swam for over 5 hours and 40 minutes in Lake Michigan.
Oh, I mean, that is pretty significant.
So
I'll give
it
to you.
It was an endurance
I
record
wasn't
at the time.
expecting that answer, dude. I really was not.
Back to the nose.
Back to the nose. Whew.
Yeah, that candy note is still in there. I'm getting like a caramel note, a little bit of wood.
I want to say spices, but
There
it's
is
like
there
it's
is a
just
spice.
I can't figure out what it is. Oh my
Well,
gosh.
let's go for a sip.
I know. Wait. It's like a tea note.
Okay. Yeah. That tea.
Black tea or something.
All right.
All right. Let's sip it.
Let's sip it. Ooh. Like a chocolate? Like a dark chocolate.
Right on the tongue.
Yeah.
Right away.
Mm.
Oh, I liked that.
I was not expecting that.
I was not expecting. Actually, it's really not that spicy at all.
No.
Well, I would have expected it from how much we talked up rye and.
Oh, the rye. You're expecting more of that rye spiciness coming through on it. I mean, there is there is some spice in there, but it's not overbearing.
No, exactly.
Yeah, that chocolate, man, that was like right up front. Again, you get like there's some baking spices going on in there. You're getting that wood coming through.
Okay, very weird. I'm getting like a chocolate-covered pretzel.
Getting like a saltiness in there?
Yeah, like a salty.
Okay. That may be a first on the show. Chocolate-covered pretzel.
That may be a first on the show. And like the spice is like a linger on the palate, on the finish. Like it's not prominent like we said. But like now that you said the chocolate note, it's really tough for me to keep diving in there.
I'm getting like that grassiness that you get from the ryes that I usually get from like a rye whiskey. In the back, it's subtle. It's really subtle. It's in there though. I'm not getting like that prominent dill note that a lot of people do get with the ryes. I'm getting more of that. For me, it always comes off like a grassy note for me. The noses, I really enjoy the nose on this one. palate is nice.
I like it. Again, another like very easy sipper. Like I feel like it's not gonna punch you in the face. It's not gonna. It's not too bold. It's subtle, sweet. It's nice.
It's nice. It's an easy sipper. You can definitely work your way through this easily. The nose is really nice. It's like got that candied, like
a dark fruit.
yes. What's the proof on this? It's only 100, right? 100 proof. 100 proof.
All right, let's add some water.
Adding water. Not really getting anything different on the nose, honestly. It's kind of still the same thing. You just
I
kind
feel
of
like I'm
dialed it
missing
down a little.
something. Like I'm like something's there that we haven't said yet. Maybe it's just a corn note. Maybe I'm getting a little bit of the corn note.
You can
a little
get that.
bit more
Yeah, that could be
prominent
that in
than
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kicked up that sweet note.
I actually definitely again do not like the water on this one. I think it was better before the water.
It's funny how the water like changes it, you know, from what it was where you may have you thought you, and then when you put the water in there, it totally changes it and it brings out something else that you weren't expecting. But it's like it's more prominently sweet now than it was before, where you had like a slight tanniny note in the background on it.
Well, here's a good fun fact time for you.
Oh, wasn't his swimming record?
Wasn't.
All
even though we
right.
just saw it on the screen, which is hilarious. So F. Scott Fitzgerald published his iconic book called The Great Gatsby, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the lavish main character that was Jay Gatsby himself was actually reportedly to have been inspired by George.
Really?
I mean, that's what it says on the website. That's what Bourbon Made Becca reported from the website to us.
Reported from the website. All right. Yeah.
I kind of believe it. He seems like a lavish man.
So, well, he does, but he says that he actually met with Fitzgerald a number of times at the Seaback Hotel in Louisville, Kentucky.
So it sounds like maybe he because that's usually how you base a character, right?
Well, you
Somebody
do. You
might
talk
not
to
know.
someone. You talk to someone.
Yeah.
You say, tell me your story. And so George Remus basically just told him his life.
Yeah.
And all his story of all the stuff. He was a defense attorney. He went to jail. He did all kind of stuff.
Yep.
Remus was a rebel.
Remus was a rebel.
He was.
Just like me.
Like you. All right, bud. So we got to grade this puppy up. Where are we going with this?
I would go. You want to go first?
I am going to go first.
Okay.
I'm going to go first just because you did the last time. So I'm going with a 1, 2. I'm giving it a 3.
Okay.
Going with a 3 on this one.
I'm going to go a 1, a 2, a 3.5. Definitely pre-water.
You enjoyed it pre-water.
Pre-water.
Yeah, I agree with you. I liked it pre-water myself because I'm just those sweet notes just came out a lot more, for me.
So it's good.
Yeah.
Still,
I would say pick it up.
Yeah.
I would say if you can find it, grab
definitely.
it. Grab a bottle of it. This was $92 for this. Agile MSRP should be $89.99. This was $92, $93. So
Nice.
not bad.
Yeah.
A couple bucks over, which is I'll deal with all day long. But yeah, definitely worth the grab.
100%.
For a once-a-year release.
Yeah, definitely.
Other than that, I think that's gonna be about it. Sticking with everything we've got.
We literally both have one drop.
Yeah, we literally
literally enough for
there's
a drop.
Yep, a little bit in there just to
Perfect to say goodbye.
To say goodbye to everybody.
Until next time.
Here's hoping you find a little bit of luxury.
An otherwise ordinary life.
Cheers, everyone.